Hello, fabulous person. Today, I want to talk to you about how to be happy. Did you know that how to be happy and happiness is the number one search term on Google? So, what does it tell us? It tells us that people generally are not happy or they're trying to figure out if there is a Google answer to happiness. So, I want to address that today. My name is Beate Chelette. I'm a business strategic consultant. So I'm known as the growth architect, and I help visionaries and leaders to scale their impact and grow their authority. Now, what does this have anything to do with happiness, you might ask? So I want to dive into this. Um, my work really is around how do you scale impact? So if you want to scale impact, it means that you must have some sort of a vision or a mission that then will help you to amplify that. And that is what scales that impact of that vision or mission that you have. So when I think about happiness in my world and the work that we do with our clients, is that unless you have a deep connection to your why, to your purpose in life, it is generally speaking difficult to have happiness as an outcome. Happiness comes from knowing what it is that you're doing it for and then living in that purpose. Where this bites you in the butt, or where I see a lot of times people get sidetracked, is if the term happiness is tied to what a lot of the marketing out there tells you that you need to be looking for. So we can talk about things like money, the perfect relationship, your perfect weight, the way you look, no wrinkles, not having cellulite, being super fit, doing all these things. In my book, Happy Woman, Happy World, I talk about this. This is the superhuman paradox. And my book is called Happy Woman, Happy World. Lots of happy in there. And the reason I want to talk to you about the superhuman paradox is because it is one of the number one reasons why people are unhappy. Everybody always tells you, be you, everyone else is taken. Now, if it would be so easy to just be you and nobody else, I'm sure you would have thought about this a long time ago, and then you'd be just unapologetically you. However, what happens more often than not is that you are you, but then somebody looks at you and thinks you're an idiot or says something disparaging or behaves in a way that is hurtful or mean, or you say something and then you feel like you said something stupid or you could have done better. And for those of you who are staying up until like what, 11, 12, 1 o'clock at night, where the voice in your head just keeps going and going and going and rethinking all the things that you screwed up or during the day, you do know exactly what I'm talking about. So in order to step out of this self-loathing concept, out of this constant chasing of an unachievable viewpoint, I want you to think about this from this concept that I've developed called the superhuman paradox. And it means that you look at the image of people that you admire or like, and you have a friend who is super fit, and you have another friend who is an amazing chef. You have another friend who's an amazing mother or father. And so you kind of like glaze all over your friends and you go, I want that. I want that. I want that. The next thing you know, you've picked like 10 amazing things from 10 amazing friends. And then you think you're going to be the compilation out of the top 10 of the top 10 attributes of your top 10 friends. Yeah, I know. It's really not very realistic, is it? So now if you are recognizing it from that perspective, that the friend that's a great chef, her house is always a mess. And the guy who is always super fit, he doesn't cook at all. All he does is get his, $18 juices from the fancy place down the street, or has everything, eats out all the time, or has a chef that does it for him. So you want to detach yourself when it comes to your own personal happiness from what you think is the external pressure to perform in every area of your life at a perfect 10. That is what creates the unhappiness. So if we now go and we cut all of this down, and I grant you freedom from the constraints of your own thinking, right? I'm going to say, just let it go. then what would that mean for you? What it would mean for you is that you are now looking at what you have and you say, well, where do I make an impact today? Well, what did I do where I made somebody feel good? And you start to focus on the things that you do that make other people happy. And then when you recognize that you have this ability to bring joy and happiness to other people, when you said something nice to somebody at the bank, when you were really kind to somebody at a restaurant, at a takeout place, when you didn't lose your temper at the airline counter, which is hard to do these days, when you took the middle seat in the airplane and you just didn't throw a fit about it, when you really put yourself in a place to assume that everybody's doing the best they can under the circumstances that they have, which is exactly what you are doing, then it is hard not to be happy. Because then you don't come from a place of, I can't believe people are doing this to me. Then you're simply coming from a place of, this feels okay. I'm not going to fight this, right? I had a case, I'm going to give you an example. I had a case where I booked a hotel and then I canceled it because I booked the wrong number of days. And then I canceled it and then I rebooked it for more days. And then when I realized I had a double booking, I wanted to cancel it. And I couldn't do it because I had booked after the cancellation period was over, which makes absolutely no sense. I mean, it's just stupid, right? Thank you, Marriott. And I get like all this like bravado over why this can't be done and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, look, I have 2 rooms. And it took a while, and it took 45 minutes until I finally, exasperated, got to the right person. And then I had to really rein myself in and say, what's going on here? And this person just said to me, look, our cancellation policy had completely changed during COVID. And now our cancellation policy has changed again. And let's just say it's been very rocky. She was trying to help me, not hurt me. So when I recognized that she was trying to help me, not hurt me, now suddenly it becomes exponentially easier to go back to this place and recognize that people are doing the best they can with what they have. That is the secret to being happy. It is to recognize that you are not the compilation out of the 10 best attributes of all of your friends. It is the general assumption that other people do the best they can with what they have, living the messy lives that we are living right now, with everything in disorder and, so much anger and discord in the world. Take it out of your heart, take it out of yourself, start with yourself, and recognize, appreciate other people, show gratitude, and things are going to be a lot easier for you, and you're going to be a lot happier. Let me know what resonates of this message. I would always love to hear from you. Don't forget to like this video and leave me a comment, and maybe share this with one other person that may need a little bit of help to find happiness today. Thank you so much for watching this Beate Chelette, the Growth Architect, and goodbye.